Bid bonds. So bid bonds are really important for contractors. Bid bonds, time and time again, when I talk to folks about bid bonds or contractors about bid bonds, it's number one, the biggest thing that people are confused about is that a bid bond or a bond for a construction site is not insurance. That is the biggest thing. I think even other insurance specialists that I talk to are not clear what the bonding is. So let's talk about bonds in general right here. A bond is not insurance. A bond is a line of credit that you have to pay back if somebody makes a claim on the bond. It's really important to understand that. So there you go, right there. The second thing that's really important to know about bonding is that it is, most of the time that I've seen, I would say almost always, is for public works, state projects. It's there to protect the public from any problem during a construction project if there's an issue. So if a contractor was working for a city and for some reason can't fulfill their requirements, the bond would come in and protect the city from losing money on that bid, and then they can hire another contractor to finish the work. And then they go after the bid bond, or then they go after the performance bond actually, but they will go after the bond to have the work finished. So it's like a guarantee that's set up almost always for public works jobs, not for private jobs. Sometimes I get calls from people that want to get it for a custom home. They want to make sure that they can get the guy bonded in case he doesn't fulfill his job. There might be a bond out there that does that, but in the big scheme of things, the public work bonds are something that I've worked on, and those bonds are basically not a line of credit, and they're designed just for public work projects. So, just want to get that out of the way. Second, bid bonds. That's what this topic is about. So bid bonds are 10% of what your bid's going to be for a city or a state. 10% meaning that you can either put a money order or a cash deposit down on your bid, and that would protect the bid. So if for some reason, when you get awarded the job, and for some reason you can't get the job, whether the insurance doesn't show up or the bid bond or your bonding falls apart, they have 10% of that money that they're going to use to go rebid the project. So the bid bond is set up, number one, to establish that you can get bonding for the project that you're bonding on. And two, if for some reason they award you the job and you can't fulfill the requirements for the insurance or the bid bond, they're going to keep that 10% to use that money to go out and bid the project again, because it costs a lot of money to put this out, to put the bids out and put everybody to work on it. So if for some reason it falls through, they're losing time and they're losing money on that. So that's how it works. It's 10% of whatever you're bidding. But big companies, if they're doing $1 million or more on projects, their rates come down a lot. But typically on the smaller things, under $1 million in general, it's like a 3% rate for your bonding. And that would be for every piece of bonding. So you start with your bid bond, and then you move over to your performance bond. There could be a payment bond, there could be a warranty bond, but ultimately it's all one bond. You start with the bid, and if the bonding company says, I'll write this bid bond for this gentleman or this company, and if the bonding company comes back and says, I will write the bid bond for this project, then if you are awarded the job, then that bid bond is going to turn into the performance bond, and then it's going to roll into the payment bond. It'll all be the same bonding, and the bonding company is starting out saying, as they looked at the project, so the bonding company is coming back if they write the bid bond saying, I will write the bond for this project for you. So that's what a bid bond is technically. It's 10% of whatever the bid amount is that you're telling the city or the state you're going to do, and then it rolls into the whole bid amount. And typically the payment you're going to make is going to be 3% of what your project is. I hope that helps, because that's a lot of information about bid bonds, but it helps understand what is a bid bond? When do I get a bid bond? How long does it take to get a bid bond? It takes at least a week, if not longer. The first step is to set up your bonding and see how much you qualify for. How are you supposed to go out and bid on a job if you don't even know how much you qualify for a bid? So typically it depends on jobs that you've done before that you qualify for your bid bond, and it depends on how much financial assets you have to handle the bond if there's a claim. All right, I hope that helps. So I just want you to know the bid bond is 10% of your bid. The bid bond sets up your bonding for the project. If you get approved for your bid bond, that means you're going to get approved for the rest of the bonding moving forward. And the bid bond is not an insurance piece, it is a credit line. And you can bid on projects that you've already done prior. So a lot of times you have to build up to your bid bond. So you would have to start with a $100,000 bid or whatever, and then it moves on. Okay, and then if you get qualified for $1 million of bonding, you can either do one job for $1 million, or Or if you got $10 million in bonding, you could do up to $10 million usually. Or you can split it up in pieces. You could do 10 jobs at $1 million a piece, or you could do as many as you want up to that point usually. All right, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to check out any of my other videos. If you have any questions regarding this subject matter, please contact me or email me. Thanks.